This class. My name is Coach Susie. You're super welcome to today's class. It's a beautiful day. It's a very beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. Quickly, we're going to be talking about operating systems today. Like if you've watched our previous videos, you would know that today's topic is operating systems. So we'll be talking briefly about operating systems, how it works, and everything that makes up a computer system. Two segments. The first is types of operating system, and we'll be talking about another component of an operating system, which is the keyboard and the mouse. Let's go. Types of operating system. Now, there's something I want us to know. A computer system without an operating system looks like a television without a signal. It would basically turn on, but you'll be looking at it as a blank screen, no hope of interacting with it, nothing to do. The lights are on, you cannot do anything. It's basically useless at that time. You understand? It's basically meaningless at that time. So the most popular operating system that we know of and we usually use is called Microsoft Windows. Like the images you're seeing, you probably must have come across something like this, an image like this before on a laptop or in a class or in a computer, wherever. They are called Microsoft Windows, and in this class you'll be getting full details about what these things are and how they work actually. So and that is what we're using in today's class. Yes, that's what we're using. So if you think of, now we can rightly say that the CPU is the brain of a computer, while these operating systems act as the nervous system of the computer, our body system. A brain cannot work alone without the nervous system. So thereby, you're connecting the CPU to all the computer programs. When we have this feature on our system, installed on our computer system, it can enable us and help us to work with every other part of the computer rightly. So this operating system also allows us to run programs, to work on projects, and so many other things, and even do basically every other thing that is capable of, doing. And we have different versions of it. We have different version of it. Let's go what um, examples and uses of an operating system. Like I said, it allows you to run other programs, work on projects, everything else that your computer is capable of doing. This, once you have this operating system on it, you go ahead and keep working with your programs. It cannot work without it. It's just like you turning on your TV and there is no cable or network service that will give you channels. It's just blank. Until you install all those things, that is when it's going to be act. The same thing with your computer system. Don't forget that your television is also a computer system. So that is about that. So we'll be talking about different types. These are the different types of operating systems and the time they were created. You understand? So we have of operating system Windows. We have Windows, but different versions. I mean to say, different versions of it. There is the one that was created in 1995, which is version Windows 1.0, which is 3.1. Different versions of them. This is 2001 Windows, 2006 Windows. You know, we even have the latest, which is Windows 11. You understand? So this, which is Windows 11. So they're basically new versions are released every couple of years, just like car models. You're familiar with different car brands and models. So that is how these things works. In 2021, the latest version for Windows was created in 2021. I don't know what will happen in 2022 or 2024, 2025, 26, and all that. So they keep changing, they keep evolving and innovating. That is how life is all about. And we've talked about this. Let's go forward. There are many other versions of Microsoft Windows, and like I said, just they have been released every year, just like. All right, let's go. There are other types of operating systems as well. Yeah, there are other type of it, and it's something that we are conversant with, but we don't know it's part or another type of an operating system. What is it? Apple. The Apple company manufactures the computer called Macintosh or Mac. Like you see in the images, this is different from the random system that you know about. Even though they have the same build and the same terminologies, the same body structures and everything, but the producers, the model is different, totally different from the Windows model. If you don't know how to use it, it will be very confusing. So it's called Macintosh or Mac. This is a Macintosh desktop system and a Mac laptop. You understand? So it uses a primary operating system called Mac OS. It's not using Windows. Doesn't use, Apple product don't use Windows. Just like you call any other phone apart from iPhone, Android. Same thing. Their systems are operated differently. The Google Store installed on Android is called Play Store. Why the one installed on iPhone is called Apple Store. So they are different. So these companies differentiate themselves, even though these things are the same, they work the same and similar, but their names are what different, their models are what different. It was developed and marketed by Apple since 2001, which looked different from a Microsoft Windows, but runs the same basic program. So the operating system for an Apple product is called OS, while the operating system for a normal system from other brands is called Windows. You get me? Yeah. They are different in names and structure, but they run the same basic principles. They help you make use of your systems. Without them, you cannot just make use of that system you got. Now about an operating system, what are the things you should know? Number one, you should never mess with the operating system. It can be very dicey, it can be very tricky. Don't mess with it. Once installed, the day you get it, make sure you manage it that way and keep going. You understand? So two, allow it to run correctly without error for as long as you would like to use your system. Once you turn on your computer, allow it to run, processes to run easily. Remember, this computer is a machine. If you mismanage it, it can shut down itself abruptly. Alright? The third one is take it for repair when necessary. If you have issues with your operating system, take it for repair. And major thing about this repair, when you take it for repair, the engineer will be looking out for your type of operating system. That's what we'll be looking at basically for. And if there's a fault with it, he or she would suggest a new one. You understand? So that is it. That's how important it is. That's why we need to take care of it very well. Hardly does operating system spoil or have issues. Though if you mismanage, it's going to have issue. So that is it. Number four, make sure an operating system is installed on your PC or your MacBook before purchasing your computer system. Ensure that they install it for you right there at the point of purchase. Ensure they install it for you right there at the point of purchase. Also, at the point of purchase. So the operating system of your computer is so important that any computer you buy will be, like I said, is already installed, and make sure that you get the newest versions of them. So in addition of everything, popular software programs are also often already installed on computers. So all you need to do is plug in your computer room you're using it. So what we see down here is computer manufacturer. When you see a laptop named HP, Dell, Lenovo, and all that, they are all called manufacturer names. You understand? Just like Apple as well. And once you see a computer, what do you call them? Call them PC, which means personal computer. For Apple product, you call it Macintosh. You get? It's called the Macintosh, which is MacBook. Then operating system for a normal computer is called Windows. For brands like HP, Dell, Lenovo, and all that, it's called Windows. But for Apple, it is called OS X. OS X. So these are the images down there that shows you the difference between the both. Let's move into another type of operating system we'll be talking about, which is the keyboard. The keyboard. Now, in order for you to use your keyboard effectively, you must first of all interact with it using a keyboard. In order for you to use your computer, effectively, you must interact with it using a keyboard. Now, this image showing you is a keyboard that closely resembles the one you know of. one you've seen. You've probably seen it before. So we'll be learning the functions of few of this keyboard that will help you interact with it better with your computer and other individual programs that you're running with. So then the following is a list of commonly used. I'll be highlighting below the use of commonly used keys that have special functions on this keyboard. If you look at the keyboard very well, you see that there are numberings on each of them, covered with box and their numberings. So we're explaining each of them one after the other. We're telling you the names of them. So when you see it on your own keyboard, even if you use a laptop, you see it on your key laptop, you can understand what it's for. Sometimes if you see these symbols also on your phone, you can also identify it. Its uses is also on the phone. Don't forget the phone is also a computer, so it's often some of these keys are on your phone, and so you understand its features. It's just general, you understand, they are just general. So keep in mind that key functions can change depending on the programs you are using. Sometimes some of these functions are not the same on a MacBook. So but basically what they all is, the only difference, the only thing that why I said what I said is where it is here might not be where it is in another system. You get me? But everything, wherever whichever point it is, they all do the same thing and function the same way. Okay, the first one key command we'll be looking at is the backspace. Number one is labeled backspace. Backspace is a key used for deleting backward. Once you type something and you want to delete it, you place your cursor on the end. For example, as this is spelled BACKWARD. I place my cursor after D and I press the backspace key. It deletes D going backward. You understand? It deletes going backward, meaning I want it to clean it backward. But if you want it to clean it forward, the next key you'll be seeing, number two, is the delete key. Use the delete key. It deletes your letters forward. So if I want to delete backward, instead of, if I place my cursor on D, instead of me to place after D, I'll place it before D. If, for example, I want to remove, I made a mistake, I typed WORD and I want to change it to A. I want to delete O and replace it with A. I place my cursor just after A, that is before R, and I use the delete key to delete that O, and then I write my A. You get me? So that is it. The next key we're talking about is the shift key. Number 3 on the icon on this keyboard, as you can see it, number 3 is called the shift key. When you press the shift key with any other key, once you press it down and press any other key, it will perform a secondary function. For example, I want to capitalize this WHIT. I want to type a capital letter, or I want to change perform, this word called PERF. I want to change the P in perform to capital letter. This is small. I can press down my shift key and highlight it first. Press down my shift key and press the letter P. It will change to capital letter immediately. Don't worry, I'll be sharing practical class. This is just class of understanding everything. So when we are in the practical section, you would get it and you will understand it very, very well. You understand? So the next skill we're talking about is number 4, which is the space bar. It is very large on your keyboard. It's the longest key on your keyboard. It's used for to enter a space between word or letters. You understand? You can use it to enter a space. If you notice there is a space between number 1 and number 2, you can use the backspace key to give that space. You understand? So that is it. The number 5 key we're looking at is the tab key. The tab key. It is used for indents when you type or to move your text to the right. For example, if you look at this keyword command, just look very, this word, something I typed, keyword command. You see, it did not start from the beginning, which is, it does not align with where every other letter, as in starting from in order, yeah, it did not align with it. So what I use to shift this item or this word to the middle where it is a tab key. I placed my cursor on the beginning of the line and I gave it tab key for it to move it forward. So that is what this tab key does. It moves it forward, and basically the distance is usually ½ inch. Don't worry, when we start the practical class you will get it. Just take note of all these things I'm saying, and when we get to the practical class you will remember the uses. All right, number 6 is caps lock. You can use it to capitalize your text. Like I mentioned earlier, that you can use the shift key and other key. But if you don't want to go through that process, you can just press your caps lock, give it the capital letter, that press any of the letter and it will be in capital letter. So if you want all your text to be capital letters, you make sure you turn on the caps lock key and keep typing, and you see all your text to be capitalized. And the seventh one is the control key. This key, when also pressed with another key, performs a shortcut. We'll also be talking about shortcuts in our later videos. You'll see them, and you, as we go on, I just want you to follow the class serially, one after the other, so that you will get it all at the same time. So the control key is used when you press another key as well. It will identify a shortcut. For example, you want to save this whole work you're doing, you press the control key and you apply the letter S. It automatically saves your job. Or you want to undo what you have done, you press the control key, press your Z, letter Z, it will undo what you have done. Same thing with every other functions with the control key. Now the 8th one is the enter key. Don't forget that it is labeled here, so just be noting it all. Be noting it very well. Then once you see a physical keyboard on your laptop, you can also be even looking at, if you're using a laptop, looking at your laptop as well, and you'll be seeing these keys that I'm highlighting and explaining. It's the enter key. This key gives you a new line or executes a new command. How do I go down? Okay, let me, for example, how do I go down from, I finished typing, look at number 7, the end of number 7 performs a shortcut, and I want to enter to number 8. It is the end. If when I place my cursor after this full stop, the key that I'm going to use to come down is the enter key. Once you press it to go to the next line or any other thing you want to use it for. Number 9 is the number key. As you can see, it circled it, squared it, all the numbers at this edge. Remember, there are also numbers above. There are also numbers above, but basically most people like using this particular one. It's quite easier for them, just like a calculator. It's quite easier for them to use, you understand? So that is why that number key is there. You can also make use of it. The last one, which is number 10, is the arrow keys. The arrow keys, the up, down, sideways kind of keys, you understand? They are like mouse. These keys are also used to navigate through documents and pages. You can use it to go up, to go sideways, to come down, and that and that. The mouse, yeah, they are called operating systems. These are the things we use to work fully on a computer system. Remember that we are understanding what a computer system is all about. Yeah, so now while the keyboard is primarily used to insert, input, and manipulate text and numbers on a computer, the mouse is used mostly for navigating around the screen, used to control the movement of the screen. Once you change once you touch your mouse pad, it gives you point arrow here and there. That is the mouse at work. And a mouse, the word can be also called mice. Mice is for one, mouse is for multiple. So because we're talking about generally mouses, that is why we use the word mouse. But if you want to singularize it, you use the word mice. Now, mice comes in a variety of shapes and sizes. Some of the strangest looking mice often look that way because they are designed to be more friendly than traditional mice. This is talking about different types and different looks and shapes of mouse. So you won't be surprised when you see, this mouse is not looking like what I know. There are different types. There are so many different. These are the traditional way of our mouse. The regular one you used to see. This is another one that looks like love. Very soon is the stylish one. Different types. They are wireless. They are wired. They are wireless mouse that we have, and they are the ones that has cable as well. So they are different regardless of whatever type you have or whatever brand you use. They all work the same way. So this type of mouse that you choose, and like I said, depending on one of your preference, they all work the same way. That's fine. They all work together. So each mouse have different, however different may be, has similar function. Like I said. So as you can see, they have different functions. So pressing the left button is called left clicking. While pressing the right button is called right clicking. So left clicking is used for far more than the right clicking aspect. So for now, let's talk about left clicking, right clicking, and double clicking. All right. So the more you practice these things, the easier it becomes. You understand? So one of the most difficult things to learn, to first of all learn as a beginner, is how to use a computer, is how to use the mouse. Some people, when they are using it for the first time, they won't know how to control their movement and all that. But it's not that difficult. It takes coordination, precision, and patience for you to be able to use it. You understand? So the more you practice it, the easier it becomes, and you get to use it. So there are mouse symbols. Next we're talking about is the symbols on this mouse and what they do. So when you see a physical mouse, you can identify what these features are used for. Mouse and symbol or pointer. The mouse symbol or the mouse pointer. You understand? So what is the mouse used for? Your mouse pointer can also look like an arrow. You understand? They can look like an arrow. They can look like an arrow. Once you use your mouse to, you can look like an arrow. Like if you try it right now on your screen, if you're using a laptop or a desktop, try it. You see the cursor moving. Even sometimes on your phone, once you're in a desktop mode or your phone, you see something moving around the phone. It is called the mouse, inbuilt mouse. So when you also use your mouse over an internet link, it will change to a pointing hand for you to click. You understand? Also, when you use your pointing mouse over where you want to type, it will look like an I beam, indicating that you should click it for you to start your typing. Also, this, you're very familiar with these rolling pointers. You understand? Spinning circle and hourglass. It is when your computer is busy or is working, it's processing something, to tell you should hold on while it's finished doing that for you to be able to continue what you're doing. There are actually many different pointers, you understand? There are so many other pointers, but these are the most commonly used or common type of pointers we'll be talking about, and this will change automatically depending on what kind of tasks you're doing or you're performing on your systems. All right. On your mouse also have different functions depending on the program you're using. Now for now, remember these rules. Looking at this image, the left hand side is called the left click, the right hand side is called the right click. The ball at the middle, some mouses will not have that ball, so but the ball at the middle is called the scroll wheel. This enables you to scroll faster the pages of your work very fast, and this is the body. You understand? So we'll be talking about the uses of these rules one after the other. So the first one is the left mouse, can be used to select item. Once you place your left mouse and you want to select anything, if you don't know how to use a shortcut key, you place your mouse at the beginning of the line you want to select and drag down. Every item selects. You understand? Drag it down and it selects. So the word is used for selection is the left mouse. You press down the left side of the mouse and you drag it to select. The second one is the right mouse button. You press down, it gives you more options. Once you click it on any item, it brings out another dialog box for what you want to do. Say for example, I made a mistake when I'm typing. Maybe instead of me typing button, instead of me typing button, I type botton. Then automatically it will highlight it for me, and I want to change it. I'll just click on the word and press my right click to show me options of what I want to do. You understand? To show me options of what I want to correct, the best spelling for what I want to type, and I will just edit it. Same thing on your desktop screen. If you right click on the desktop screen, it brings us pop-up option for rules or instructions of whatever you want to do. So number 3 is double clicking the left mouse button, execute options. So you can, when you want to open, when you log onto your system and you want to open a particular program, instead of you clicking it and right clicking, you see the uses of right clicking. right click it and it will bring a box for you to bring an option for you to open. So instead of you doing that, you can actually use your left click button to double click on that program or on that application. It will automatically open. So you see, so that is it. It's execute. So you can also open a program by double clicking an icon on the desktop. So number 4, double clicking the right one doesn't do anything. So there's nothing like double clicking the right button, doesn't do anything, just the right click. So that is it. So now this exercise, this is practicing this class teachings will open you to a variety of skills. It's not all about just watching and looking. Put them all to practice. I think I take my time to explain it to the lowest level ever. You understand, for you to be able to understand. If you have any questions, if you're not clear about something, please don't forget to put it in the comment section. I'm going to address it and you'll be fine. You understand? So very, very easy, very, very easy. So the more you practice it, the more you put them to use to make you more productive and efficient. You understand? So turning on the computer and logging it on. Normally you say, but I know how to on the computer now. It's not difficult. Yeah, I know you know how to on the computer. So let's look at it critically. All right. So if you sit in the front of the computer, you can assume that your computer system is in one of these 3 states. There are stages and states of the computer can be in, and you need to understand these states. First one is off, on, or sleep mode. So once your system is off, you press the on button on your device and you turn it on. The sleeping mode is a mode where, for example, you don't want your applications that you want that you open to. Maybe you want to do something, you want to quickly attend to something, and you don't want your battery to drain because you don't know how long you're going to do what you're doing. So what you just need to do is to put your system on sleep mode and go and do whatever you want to do instead of shutting it down, because if you shut it down to close all the application you're working with. So but you don't want to close the application you're working with, you just want to go and come back. Just put it on sleep mode. It will save your battery as well. Put it on sleep mode, then when you come back, just tap on any part of the computer system and it will come up. Either you use your mouse and shake it to come up. You understand? So that is it. So that is the feature of turning on a computer and logging it on. So to turn on the computer simply means by pressing the power button once. Once you put it on sleep mode, you put it on, either you use Alt F4 to select sleep mode section, or you click your start menu, go to where you see power button, select. There are basically three things that used to be there: shut down, sleep mode, or restart. So you select sleep mode and you still be on sleep mode. You understand? If you're shutting down, you're automatically turning off your system. So that is it. So we're looking, which is logging on. So when you log on your system, this is how it's going to look like. If you password your system, if you password it, it will request for a password. But if you didn't put password, you will just see a screen, Windows, and it will just pop up. Either you click it, sometimes you see sign in, you just click it. But if you put password, ensure you put your password. But if you didn't use the password, you just see an image called the user icon, and then you just click it and your system will come on and it will take you to a desktop that looks like this. This is called a desktop interface. Desktop looks like this. This is the desktop interface, your window desktop interface. These are icons on the desktop. They're called icons. Programs on the desktop are called icons. This bar down is called the task bar. The start menu, like I mentioned earlier, you see somewhere written shut down. You click it, you select sleep mode, and it will sleep. You understand? So this dialog box opened is called the start menu. This is the start button, this is the start menu. You understand? These icons, this down part is called the taskbar, and they are called taskbar icons. This is the notification area where you are seeing the battery percentage, different other things that are there, Windows security, the volume, maybe other things that are down there. So also on your taskbar, you'll be seeing your date and time. This is the desktop interface. This is the mouse pointer, like I mentioned, that looks like an arrow. So this is it. This is basically what your desktop interface will look like after you must have logged on to your computer. If you don't have much icon on your system, you will definitely see an icon. If you will not see recycle bin, you will see computer or one of you self-made installed icons that have been installed for you on the system at the point of purchase. So the next part is I want to let you know is if you don't like the look of this your desktop like this, you can change it. Nothing is static. You can make it beautiful, be very creative to however you want it to be. That will be talk. I will teach us about how to change it, but not now. So we're just talking about operating systems at the moment. So we're just telling you different types of operating systems that the system have that can be used. There are so many. There are so many. So these are the ones we are covering that are very, very important. You can also change your desktop. This is the changing of a desktop view, and that. So that is that for today. That is that for today. Thank you so much for watching to this stage. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time for watching. And please put these things you've learned to practice. Don't just watch. Make sure you put them to practice. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section and I'll be there to answer. This topic we'll be talking about, see the next video for navigating the computer and software, how to navigate, how to move around all these things. See the next video for it. Alright, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share on this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification button. Yes, don't forget to, so that you will be prompted on when the next video comes up. Don't forget to turn it up. Thank you so much for watching to this extent. Please put everything you've learned to practice. You're a winner and I know you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you so much and have a lovely day ahead.